now.
You all didn't know the old me. That for 40 years, Darren, I was a kamikaze. The fact that I'm alive is a miracle.
How about that?
I've ridden steers, jumped off cliffs, been shot and been shot at, and I survived it all.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
True story. Good day, Canada. Welcome to the RP Show. Canada's daytime sports talk show starts now, episode number 282. You see, we've got that's Darren. That's Hi. Darren, as the cameras couldn't wait to get to you. The other is Derek the Duke Myers. Good morning, Duke.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Can we turn his mic on? We're off to a flying start today. Here, there you go.
There we go. Hello,
Here, it's
hello.
working.
Check.
Ready to talk sports. Everything is happening, as Bob Cole would say. Mm-hmm. Hello to everybody across the country watching on Game Plus TV and around the world on Facebook Live. Yeah, I've mentioned many times over the prior 281 shows that when I lay my head down at night, I used to think, what are we going to talk about tomorrow? And I long ago realized it's pointless to even think about it the night before because you never know when you get up in the morning what the heck's going to go down. And a lot of things have gone down already today, and we'll be covering them all over the next 2 hours here on the RP Show. So I mentioned Derek the Duke Myers here, famed sportscaster, and now your candidate for the SAS Party, Northwest Walsh Acres, right?
Walsh Acres, yeah.
Walsh Acres.
Hey, thanks for sharing the sign the other day.
No problem.
You can't miss it.
Nope. He and Premier Scott Moe are on the same club. Coming up on the program today, the commissioner of the National Lacrosse League, Nick Sikavich, is going to be joining us from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Huge news yesterday in the NLL. They're expanding to their 14th team, but it's not where we thought it was going to be, which I thought it was going to be Vegas. It's not. It's Fort Worth, Texas. And Nick Sikavich will be joining us to talk about that, the current status of the NLL, and what lay ahead. Also coming up, Dominic Picard, the angry Frenchman, Grey Cup winning center with the Saskatchewan Roughriders, also, of course, toiled with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers amid his CFL teams. He's a Laval product, and he'll be joining us from Saint-Foy, Quebec, where we're very big on Videotron, the cable provider out there. Really? You knew that, right, Dukes?
Oh, yeah.
And Lee Genier, the president and CEO of the Saskatchewan Rattlers, because we're now 48 hours away from the start of the CEBL, Canadian Elite Basketball League Championship Summer Series. I'm calling it the Natty. I'm the only one calling it the Natty, but it's the National Championship.
Yeah.
And kudos, bravo to CBC for dusting off themselves in a sports vernacular and broadcasting the games. It's very exciting.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting. CBC Sports they got a great tradition in this country.
And it's back. Okay, let's go, Jordan. Our quick 6 show topics. Let's let them roll. Here's what we have. Number 1, Justin Dunk, 3 Down Nation insider and our CFL insider source, reporting this morning via Twitter that the CFLPA has rejected the owner's proposal to play. Now, there's been some consternation over all of that. You need to go back and read real closely the article. It's via survey from the Players Association to all its members, to all the players. Do you want to play? Over 85% say they do not want to agree to these terms. The bubble, 105 days of isolation, the prorated salaries, and all the rest. They're saying no. But it has not officially gone to a vote. But in talking with agents this morning, talking with players, and talking to Justin, they've all told me it will be voted down. So the report that things are going well between the CFL and the Players Association, CBA talks, that it's positive, it's not. These guys don't know where that came from. They think it came from, who do you think they thought it came from?
Sourced from unnamed sources.
The owners.
Yeah.
The owners saying it's going well, the players saying it's not. So that's just this morning. Point 2, the Blue Jays win it 2-0 at the Boston Red Sox last night. Shortened game. Did you see any of the highlights, guys?
Oh, there was only one highlight to see.
Yeah.
Vladdy bomb.
Deep over the Green Monster.
Oh, yeah.
I tuned in to see just enough of them piping in crowd noise. Where were they? BC Place?
How'd you like it?
It was strange.
Yeah.
But I psychologically was pumped and ready to watch games with no crowds and expecting no sound.
Yeah.
Right.
So for them to pump in the crowd noise was just odd because I wasn't expecting it. I'm not against it.
Right.
At all.
Weird with the empty stadium and piping and crowd noise. But it might be really great for the nostalgia of bringing, of really the radio broadcasts on baseball.
Oh, man.
Those might be really cool to listen to.
And I really enjoy, so I've watched a number of sports here lately. MLS has no real crowd noise, and it's almost like a scrimmage, like you can hear the guys calling for the ball, and I kind of find that interesting. English Premier League has been piping in noise, and you're so focused on the game a lot of the time that it's just kind of background anyway. So I haven't minded it either. So I'll be interested to see how I like the ball version of it
as we move on. And by the way, this is the rollout for Flooring Superstores, and it is point 3 of the Quick Six show topics. Opening day. How about this? I bought a new noisemaker today. This is for breaking news. And this, I'm not sure what this is for, other than I like it. It's opening day in Major League Baseball with a doubleheader. 4 teams featured today. Our time, Mountain, 5:09 first pitch. It's the Yankees at the Washington Nationals, the World Series champion Nats. And then later on, second game of the doubleheader, San Francisco at the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I will say this, watching the highlight shows last night, TSN, Sports Center, I'm seeing highlights of Major League Baseball. I'm seeing highlights of soccer. I'm seeing stories on the NFL. And I'm going, hey, it's really starting to come back. It's taken a real long time, but it feels like things are moving. And tonight we're going to get highlights of these games. Point 4, Sidney Crosby practicing by himself yesterday with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Still an undisclosed injury that nobody's talking about. Has this made you guys worry about the future of the NHL in terms of coronavirus, that this is even going to get off the ground?
I'm not worried about it getting off the ground, really, but it's just so much uncertainty because they're not allowed to say anything, right? Either unfit to play or not fit to practice are the only 2 things they're allowed to say. That's for an ankle injury, that's for coronavirus, that's for concussion, that's for anything. That's all they're allowed to say. So immediately you think that he's got the coronavirus, but that Sid's pretty healthy and that it's not really affecting him, but he can't be around his teammates. So I'm speculating right now, and that's all we can do because nobody is allowed to say anything.
If he had coronavirus, do you think he'd be skating? It is a respiratory disease. Like maybe the guy stubbed his toe. But I'm with you. The world we live in right now in this time and moment, that's where your brain automatically goes. And that's what you automatically assume.
Why not practice in a red jersey, right? If he's injured, non-contact jersey.
Why is he skating at all?
Call me August 1st when we get the puck drop.
Yeah.
I'll be ready.
Good point. Yep, good point. That's the news from the NHL today. Point 5, our good friend Craig Button from TSN, their director of scouting, says his dark horse team of the play-in round is the New York Rangers. And I got to defer to Craig because he watches far more NHL hockey than I do. Mine's the Winnipeg Jets. I have them picked to go the furthest of any Canadian team, plus play-in round teams. But that's not to say they're going to win it all. Craig thinks the New York Rangers might win it all. Mine's the Jets. And Darren, I saw you tweeting this morning about the Florida Panthers. They were your preseason pick to go to the Stanley Cup final out of the East. Clearly, you're not moving off that now.
No, it's like they were sitting outside the playoff bubble, and all of a sudden, coronavirus comes, and they got a second shot at it. It kind of feels a little bit like destiny, but no, I got to stick with my guys.
Duke, who is your team? Not who you're cheering for.
No, God, maybe Columbus.
Wow.
Tortorella, he can seem to, work a little magic. They get the goaltending at the right time. Columbus could make some noise. Do I think they win the cup? I'd be surprised, but I think they could be, especially in these early days of the NHL coming back, they could catch some people.
Columbus for you, Florida for Darren, and the Winnipeg Jets for me. I'm not cheering for the Winnipeg Jets, although I guess I'll be pulling for them in a way because I'll probably maybe throw some change on them. We'll see.
Who do they have, the Jets?
The Flames.
Yeah.
And I got the Jets picked to win the series in 4.
I'll cheer for Charlie Huddy and the Jets.
I'll be actually cheering for the Edmonton Oilers, my Canadian team, and the Vegas Golden Knights, my American team. And I know you and I see eye to eye on the Golden Knights.
So
as far as that goes. Point 6, it is Sim game day. Okay? Touchdown Atlantic tonight, 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 Eastern. We'll be broadcasting on this Facebook Live channel at The Rod Pedersen Show. Toronto Argonauts, Saskatchewan Roughriders. I have my depth chart ready. I did the work last night. I'm all ready for the game, guys. What are the Argos? 3-2 now. Roughriders 3-1. They've had 2 bye weeks already, virtually. And initially I thought, man, this would be kind of stupid to be talking about computer game simulation on national television. Then I'm like, Game Plus Network. Read their Twitter feed, their Twitter bio. Game Plus is home for fantasy sports gaming news and information, action sports, esports, poker, live sports, professional wrestling, and fantasy lifestyle programming. Game Plus Network, what you're watching this on right now, across Canada and the United States in over 1 million homes. They would be right down with our sim games.
Oh, yeah. Right down the line. So this is just another arm of that. I'm excited for Touchdown Atlantic tonight.
I don't get it, but boy, I get hyped up for these things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really excited. When I came in, you guys are like, "Oh, the game's tonight." Oh, geez, I can't make it. I kind of was a little disappointed because those fourth quarters have been something to behold. Like, they've been exciting, and you can tell the Facebook feed goes nuts in the fourth quarter. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
tune in, folks.
My word. Okay, hang on. This is not a joke. Breaking news coming down today. The Seattle NHL team is to be called the Kraken.
I love it.
You love it?
I love it.
That's the look. Okay, our viewers can see it. That's the logo, and that's the name, the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
You haven't watched
Not a fan.
Pirates of the Caribbean? The Kraken is like one of the most feared beasts in all of the ocean. They're on the ocean. I like it. Can you imagine you coming out and in San Jose they got the shark. Detroit used to bring the octopus down. Like, the pregame show has all kinds of possibilities with this. I'm excited for it. What was their options? The Metropolitans.
What were their options? Why not the Metropolitans? I thought that was the only name they could possibly be.
Just have a bunch of buildings. What's exciting about
the Mets?
Yeah.
Listen, I can't be more underwhelmed than I am with the Seattle Kraken. And by the way, not shocking that you and I wouldn't agree on that. That's okay. We can still be friends. There's a note to you, folks.
Is that allowed these days?
We can disagree and still be friends.
Funny.
The Seattle Kraken. So you have to be a fan of Johnny Depp, Pirates of the Caribbean, to know what the hell this is?
You didn't know what a Kraken was?
No.
No, it's a mythical sea creature. It's like a humongous,
Don't act
gigantic
like I am
squid.
the dork.
Well, maybe
that
not.
I don't know what a mythical sea creature is.
I am a Disney dork for sure, and I'm a huge Pirates of the Caribbean person. I don't think they're playing off the Caribbean. It is a mythical sea creature, is the Kraken, and it is to be feared.
Producer Clark tells me it's what? Clash of the Titans? Not Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, it's in many, many stories. Clash of the Titans would be another one. It is. It goes back to,
well, this
mythology.
This is great. Brian Warwishin from the BC Lions Den podcast watching out in Vancouver. He says, I love the Kraken. Donald Mitchell watching in the Middle East. He's our Navy friend. Where'd the hat go? Here it is. He gave us this from the HMCS Regina. Hey, we got it, guys. We got it. He says, what do you say? The head of the Navy's called the Kraken?
CRC.
Am I allowed to not like it? It's not going to make me just... Am I not allowed an opinion here? I would have taken Totems. I would have taken Metropolitans. I would have taken the Seattle Breakers. I don't know. The Kraken? By the way, good for them for keeping it under wraps. Nobody saw this coming.
It was one of the rumored ones, for sure. But Metropolitans, I think, was probably for a lot of people the front runner. Just give it some time, Rod. Wait till you see the marketing. Wait till you see things on the ice and see some of the show presentation. I think they're going to be smart. It's Tim Lewicki.
Yep.
That guy knows what he's doing. I think this could be a real win for them.
Dubes, you've been strangely silent.
Yeah, digesting. That's kind of I sit back and formulate. I only know Kraken is like dark rum, right?
There is a rum.
That's
absolutely.
in the bottle. Anyways, that's what I know Kraken from. I don't know. I mean, if they tell the story, it started with the boat, and if they're going to have the big ship horn as the goal horn and everything else, I thought the video was outstanding. If they really build this as on the sea and they tell that story, because a lot of people will have, most people will have no idea what Kraken is. No idea.
I would hope that I'm not the only one.
Director of Scouting Craig Smith coming in.
See, he gets it. But if 95% of people won't know what it is. And so if they do a good job of telling the story and building that up, either their game day presentation and their marketing, it could be really cool.
So Seattle's NHL team has revealed their name this morning. It's the Kraken. And our director of scouting, Craig Smith, watching, writes in from Wikipedia, the Kraken is a legendary cephalopod-like sea monster of gigantic size in Scandinavian folklore, according to the Norse sagas, the Kraken. Carlos Legenda is watching in Indianapolis today, and he says, oh, great, we can have this type of reaction when Edmonton releases its new name, because it's not going to be the Eskimos. And down in Fort Worth, Texas, they're still partying down there because they are going to be home to the NLL's 14th franchise, and they're not going to begin playing until 2021-22. So we got the commissioner, Nick Sakavich, coming up from Philadelphia, the commissioner of the NLL. Now, they told me that he is connected. Guys, well, how long till we break? What do we got? Hello, how long till we break? Okay, so we got a couple minutes left before we break. We appreciate Commissioner Sakavich checking in early. So breaking news this morning, the Seattle Kraken, from 24 hours ago, Fort Worth is getting a team. So it's kind of cool that despite day 135 or 6 of the pandemic, things are starting to move. This is where we started all this with the Quick 6 show topics, guys.
Yeah, everything's starting to move except for the CFL.
Yep.
That's so. I was driving in here today, and I was bummed about it. You know, and I've been trying to be as optimistic as possible that they could pull this off. But to speak in Rod's new language here, the language of the racetrack, as he spent out at
Shake and bake.
you've got the MLB. They are crossing the finish line today. They are going. NBA, they're coming down the home stretch. NHL's coming around the CFL is still in the garage. They haven't even made it to the pits to get ready for the race yet. Time is basically run out to get this thing going. Doesn't look like the Fed money is going to come through. So where does that, I just don't, how come everybody seems to have, for lack of a better term, they're poop in a group here? When you got the CBL, they're ready to get going. WNBA is going. All these leagues are going, and yet the CFL is just stuck in neutral in the pits. And it's frustrating as a fan. I'm really quite frustrated.
Well, we
right
are
now.
too. There's not everything meets the eye with the CFL right now. I mean, with the guys that I talked to this morning, the owners don't want to play. That's just the word that I got. They've realized, they think, the speculation is that the owners have realized it'll cost them more money to play than to not play, and they've pushed the ball into the players' court, and the players, we're told, are going to vote no on playing, and the owners will be saying, look, we wanted to play, but the players didn't. So that's what you can probably expect to hear within the next 24 to 48 to 72 hours. This has been the Rollout for Flooring Superstores. As you can see, there are plenty of topics on the table. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Fort Worth, Texas, one of the great places in the world.
You love
We've
it
been
there.
there together. And the NLL. You're watching the RP Show across North America on Game Plus TV Network and listening and watching around the world on the Rod Pedersen Broadcasting Network.
You're watching Rod Pedersen on demand. For more of the Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.